Hello everyone. Today, in this video, we will introduce our flagship product AUTOLift3000, which is designed to lift vehicles with self-supporting bodies safely by their sill beams.
The AUTOLift3000 is available in two different versions, each with its own set of accessories. Both versions include skirt pads, while the premium version also includes wall hangers. Those carts are on request, uneven surface rails, and a horizontal support stand are included. The support stand is used to keep the vehicle stable and prevent it from tipping over when heavy components are removed. Since the lifting system is fully mechanical, it is operated by an electric drill. Always set the drill to the first speed without hammer mode. The minimum power of the drill should be about 80 Newton meters. In this next step, we'll demonstrate how to place the jack under the vehicle and how to use it to lift the car. In the next videos, you will see a more detailed unboxing of the jack and more information how to use it with different cars. This video is more of an introduction, showing what the product looks like and what it will be used for. The premium version of this product, AUTOLift3000, also comes with specialized rails for use on uneven surfaces. These help protect the floor from scratches and damage. It could be nice tiling, or it could be an unpaved surface. By unpaved surface, we mean something like asphalt, which can get soft in hot summer weather, right? We can also consider gravel surfaces, where the rear wheels of the lift could have trouble. We strongly recommend using the uneven surface rails if your garage has tiled flooring, asphalt, or interlocking paving. They help protect the surface from scratches and damage. Depending on the exact type of the vehicle and on its exact underbody or tunning, we need to decide whether to place the skirt pads on the platform or not. The skirt pad creates the necessary clearance from the vehicle's plastic trim. Always make sure that the skirt pad is positioned securely and rests fully on the supporting surface of the platform. We never place it right at the edge to prevent the vehicle from tipping over, falling, damaging the lifting equipment, or even injuring the operator. Here with this Mercedes, we will lift the vehicle without using a skirt pad and adjust the AUTOLift3000 to the appropriate width. The width of the lifting device can be adjusted quickly and easily to suit the vehicle. We choose the lifting direction according to the symbol, either up or down, and the symbol is shown on both the right and left sides. Arrow pointing up. A green arrow means we are lifting up, a red arrow means down. To make the adjustment easier, I'll raise the lift slightly. This releases the platforms and allows them to move freely. The black rubber pads are only there to protect the paintwork from scratches during transport. Remove them before use and do not put them back afterwards. Those rubbers are only fitted when the lift is shipped fully assembled. Thanks to these locking bolts, the width of the lifting device can be easily adjusted manually to suit the vehicle. The maximum overall width of the AUTOLift3000 is approximately 1,600 millimeters when fully extended. From those 1,600 millimeters for the minimum, we subtract 150, 150. The minimum width is about 1,300. You can find the exact dimensions on our website or in the user manual, or you can ask our customer support. So the lift has specialized maneuvering wheels. We carefully slide it right under the vehicle. By positioning the lifting device directly and exactly under the vehicle's center of gravity, you can work comfortably on both the front and rear of the car without having to reposition the lift each time. This mechanical lifting device, AUTOLift3000, works like a seesaw. We position this lifting device so that its pivot point is aligned with the vehicle's center of gravity. We'll explain this using a small model. If we lift the vehicle here and it is balanced, then that's our center of rotation. If the lifting device is positioned further towards the rear of the vehicle, the rear will be lifted. If it is positioned further towards the front wheels, only the front of the vehicle will be lifted. We therefore need to find the vehicle's center of gravity so that it can be tilted easily in either direction. So we are going to lift it. We simply lift it up.
So, we place the AUTOLift3000 lifting device under the vehicle in such a way that the platform touches the reinforced parts of the sill.
The AUTOLift3000 is not intended for lifting at the lifting points. There must always be any load-bearing part of the vehicle accessible, for example, a sill beam or anything similar. So let's try to find the heaviest part. Of course, if I'm going to lift the front part of the car, I position the jack so that the gearboxes are as close as possible to the front wheels. One more thing, just a quick note. The gearboxes will always be on the side where the engine is, always. So wherever the engine is, that's where the gearbox will be, always. So the front part will stay by the front wheel. Well, the front will be a bit further ahead. Let's try to find some middle point. If place it more to the back, you will lift the back rear part of the car. Here, I only selected the rear part of the car. Let's check it one more time. Alright, now we'll lift the vehicle up, lift it so that both axles, front and rear, are level, and we'll check whether we're in the center or not. We'll choose the rotation of the drill. Yeah, and we pay attention to how the front and rear parts of the car level out symmetrically, right? And right now we have everything set. Let's try how comfortable it will be. We can see that for this height, we'll need to move the lift further in. I'll make a mark where I placed the jack. I'll bring the level down, the rotation shifts, and the red arrow is pointing downwards. When lowering the lift, stop when the platforms touch the frame. The lift is quite light and easy to handle. So let's grab the drill again. The green arrow points up. Adjust the rotation and let's get right into it. Yeah, now you can see it's pretty good. I recommend positioning the lift so that the rear part of the vehicle rises first. Always lift the rear part. If you can rock the car, always lift the rear part first. The main point to consider is that this distance from the central pivot is longer than the distance from that same pivot to the front. That means the rear part will always be higher than the front. When working with low ceilings, it can easily happen that you tip the car over. The front reaches its maximum height, you tip it further, and then you accidentally slam it into the ceiling above. I'll choose about this height. I'll give it a try. Every car is different. You need to find the right spot. Let's tip it over. We can see that the rear part stays in the back. Now I know that during the entire lifting process, the rear part won't fall or tip over, and we can lift it all the way up to the stop symbol. Not on it, not behind it, underneath, red stop sign. Yeah, now we're at the maximum height. Me, 1 meter 80. As you can clearly see, the entire rear part, the undercarriage, and the bumper are all quite accessible. This design allows us to easily perform any necessary mechanical work, any detailed body work, professional detailing, deep cleaning, or thorough washing. In order to prevent the vehicle from tipping over, depending on the specific equipment you choose in our eShop, a support stand is absolutely recommended. It is designed to secure the vehicle against tipping. So now we're going to lower the vehicle carefully. I'll show you how to do it. It should always be done with safety in mind. If the car is lifted in the center of gravity, we can tilt it very easily without any big effort. Make sure the surface of the platforms is clean so that the vehicle remains securely in place during tilting. Keep the tilting under control by gently slowing the movement. Everything is safe as long as you remain careful and pay attention to what you are doing. I gently rock the vehicle to build momentum, then apply a little more force to tilt it over smoothly. And I swing it. Yeah, it's still not quite ideal. I'll have to work on it. When you have a vehicle that's yours and you lift the same vehicle regularly or always, you'll get used to it, you'll make a mark, and you'll know how to position it. Let's try going back. When rocking it forward, we are gently slowing the movement. Here you can see the rear part is always longer. Each vehicle is slightly different, but with a little practice, positioning and lifting it becomes quick and easy. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact our customer service.